Hey everyone, it's Shelley Killinger here with the Shelley Killinger Group at RE/MAX CSI. So it's market update time. The numbers are in and we're talking today about the southwest section of the Pittsburgh market. We're going to compare the numbers that we pulled from June 1st through June 30th and compare those to the numbers that we pulled from May. So let's dive in. So in the month of June, our average sold home was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that sold for $251,000, just over $251,000. Back in May, our average sold home was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that sold for $237,600. So obviously we've seen a little bit of a rise in our average sales price, which is good to hear for those sellers out there who are trying to get as much as they can for their homes. In June, we actually had 340 properties sold. That is an increase, a significant increase actually, from our May number, which was 287 properties that sold. So we are seeing more properties make it to the closing table. The inventory levels are slightly higher, so that is probably a sign that there are more houses to choose from, and more houses are therefore making it to closing. If we take a look at our list price to sale price ratio, which is the difference between where a property was listed and then where it actually sold. So back in May, our list price to sale price ratio was 97.41%. That means on average, sellers were getting 97.41% of their list price at the closing table. So in June, that number actually increased to 98.09%. So sellers on average are getting 98.09% of list price at the closing table. So that's great news for sellers, that you still are getting a little bit more than what you were in May for the sale of your home. So I want to talk briefly about just some general market conditions. What are we seeing in the southwest section of the Pittsburgh market? So generally speaking, in the higher end, we actually are starting to see a little bit of a market shift. So in the higher end, and what I mean by that is anything above 400,000. Some areas it really needs to be up to 500,000 before we start seeing this market shift. But in most areas, when you start to get into the higher end, we are starting to see a bit of a buyer's market. There are not as many buyers. There are more houses to choose from. So buyers kind of have their pick of the litter, so to speak, in terms of houses. Houses are sitting a little bit longer on the market, and that is a good sign of a buyer's market. Whereas in the lower end price ranges, anywhere below that $400,000 price range, we are still seeing a pretty hot seller's market. We're seeing multiple offers. We're seeing not very much inventory to choose from, lots of buyers out there looking. So that is a little bit of a shift to notice. So if you are thinking about selling and you happen to be priced above that $400,000 mark, you need to take note, because it used to be that we could throw the house on the MLS, and a lot of people are just throw the house on Zillow, throw the house on the MLS, and it will sell. There are lots of buyers out there, but that is not the case. We're headed into a little bit of a market shift where we're going to have to get back to truly pricing properties accurately at or even slightly below market value, so that they actually sell and don't sit on the market for long periods of time, because that's not good for an agent, that's not good for a seller, it's not good for anybody. So if you are thinking about selling and you are above that $400,000 price range, it's something to take note of. We're starting to see a little bit of a shift. Now, we were expecting a market correction to begin with, and that's usually where it starts. It starts in the top end, and then it starts to trickle down to the lower price ranges. So we are seeing it in the top end, so watch out. Those of you who are priced in the 300s, in the 200s, it will start to trickle down. We will start to see higher levels of inventory. The buyer demand will start to be satisfied, and then again, we have to get back into really pricing those properties accurately so that they don't sit and become stagnant on the market. So that is our quick 2-minute market update, guys. I hope you really found value in this. Please do subscribe to our channel down below to make sure that you don't miss out on any of our great market updates or our educational videos that we post every week. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time. Hey, if you liked that video and you want to learn more about the real estate market or about buying and selling real estate, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below.